Fans of the Outlander were left in complete shock when Malva was killed in episode 6 of the 6th season. With season 6 about to end, now the bigger question is who killed Malva and why. Today's video will focus on those possible suspects who might have killed Malva, as well as other related news about season 6 of the show. Spoilers ahead, so watch out. First up, Jamie Fraser. Up until the 6th episode, Jamie and Malva really didn't have many interactions. The ones they had mostly focused on Malva performing her duties as Claire's apprentice. She was mostly obedient, but curious, which didn't really ring any alarm bells. As far as we know, Jamie doesn't know that Malva was spying on him and Claire during their lovemaking session. Later, it becomes clear that Malva's intentions were actually to use Claire's illness to get closer to Jamie, but he said no to her moves. Obviously, she didn't take it well and ended up accusing Jamie of being the father of her child. Although the residents of Fraser's Ridge would certainly blame Jamie for the murder without looking at the actual facts, he's a man of honor, and combining it with his leadership experience makes him less likely to murder Malva. Besides this, Jamie had also made peace with the social boycott after Malva started spreading the rumors, and he'd also taken legal recourse, limiting Malva's ability to get child support. And Claire is also aware of his side of the story, so there's no need to cover anything up there. Next up is Roger. Malva and Roger's main interaction was when he interrupted Malva's hookup session with Obadiah Henderson. This led to Malva threatening Roger that she'll tell everyone about him frequently visiting Amy McCallum's house, which was more than just roof repairs. But there are two reasons which make us rule out Roger as the possible suspect for the murder. First of all, Roger never had any sexual interaction with Malva, which removes him from the possible paternity list. And secondly, Malva never really got the chance to spread rumors about Roger as everyone was too busy focusing on her pregnancy. Besides this, Roger's wife Bree already knew about his affair, so any sort of revenge or cover-up for his misdeed can also be ruled out as motive. In the beginning, Malva was in awe of Claire's medical expertise, and she even saw her as a motherly figure. And Claire saw a struggling young woman trying to find her place in the world and living under the thumb of a controlling father. So she ended up taking Malva as her apprentice. Little did she know that her act of kindness would badly affect her family. Malva starts to show her true colors in the 3rd episode when she literally crosses the lines from being curious to manipulative and creepy when she spies on Jamie and Claire during their lovemaking session. Then she starts making calculated moves to destroy Claire's trust in her just when Claire thinks she's making good progress. And the ultimate bomb drops when Malva accuses Jamie of being the father of her child. Claire does have factors of anger and fear, mostly triggered by her mysterious illness and hallucinations. Besides this, she did suspect Malva's ill intentions from time to time, and now, thanks to Malva's false claims, the reputation of the Frasers is ruined. So, does that make her a possible suspect for killing Malva? I mean, we're not denying that she clearly has a solid motive for killing Malva, and it would be easy for anyone to think of her as the possible suspect, as she was literally standing over the dead body of Malva with a possible murder weapon, and that too filled with blood. And some may argue that Claire is a healer and it's her moral duty to heal people, but you can't ignore the fact that she has killed people before, and not just once, but twice. But we also know that she was unconscious when the murder actually happened, and she also attempted to save Malva and her baby upon finding the body. This somehow rules out the possibility of her killing Malva, but then again, you never know. Next is Obadiah Henderson. Roger literally caught him having a hookup with Malva. That makes him the top candidate for being the father of Malva's illegitimate child. Although he wasn't seen much after that episode, we do know that he started to talk to Amy about everything, and he isn't serious about getting married to Malva, so he would never want to have the inconvenience of having a pregnant ex-girlfriend demanding child support from him. And what about the possibility of Malva cheating on him or dumping him that made him angry? Well, there are a lot of motives for him to do it, but it's still a mystery how he reacted to Malva being pregnant or if he knew about it at all. Now on to Tom and Alan Christie. Tom is Malva's father, who has put her through a lot of physical and emotional abuse. He even used to describe Malva as an illegitimate child and a prostitute, and we also saw him spank Malva. And besides this, Tom has a lot of extremist religious views. This suggests that he might have a motive to erase the sin of witchcraft. Now, this doesn't sound good at all. As for Alan, he's Malva's distant yet manipulative brother. There's a high chance that he might have killed Malva out of anger to get rid of her along with her illegitimate child, and then dumped her body in Claire's garden, as it would be pretty easy to make Claire look like the possible suspect. We've mentioned all the possible suspects, but you can't rule out the possibility that there might be some mystery man involved. Some fans argue that the books should be examined to predict the possible killer, but you should just keep in mind how the show's creators brought back Murtaugh even after his death, so the books aren't something to rely on when it comes to major plot twists. To find out the answer, we'll have to wait for the upcoming episodes. Let's move on to other interesting news about the 6th season. Is the Ether storyline coming to an end? Until now, Claire has been hiding her fears and worries inside her head. However, they all came rushing back in episode 7. She even started to worry that she might have killed Malva in a stupor stupor. But when Lizzie revealed that she was actually the one knocking on the door that day, Claire realized that it was just a dream. But this didn't stop Lionel Brown from triggering her by saying that she had created a lot of problems for people around her in the past. But our gentleman Jamie was able to figure out all of this, and it was now time for her to open up. Finally, she revealed that she used to take ether to fall asleep. She opened up about how her selfishness to stay with Jamie resulted in Brianna getting raped. Roger ended up in slavery, and many others. Yes, it did, but her actions also resulted in many great things. Now that she has opened up, she'll be able to turn to Jamie for all the support that she needs. In this way, he'll be able to help her with her fears and anxiety. This is the best thing to happen as we get to the bottom of Claire's need for using ether. Now it looks like either storyline may finally come to an end. Why are Roger and Bree leaving the Ridge? Don't worry, they're leaving the Ridge temporarily. They do plan on coming back when Brianna is about to give birth to her second child. The main reason for them to leave is because they're headed to Edenton. This is for Roger to get the proper training to become a minister. If we look at the books, Roger leaves the Ridge alone, but the show creators made both Bree and Roger leave together. This is potentially being done to join other storylines because Roger leaves for his training way earlier in the books. So they'll definitely be back, but it doesn't look likely to happen in the 6th season as it seems hard for things to get wrapped up this early. However, we'll certainly get to see everyone back together in the 7th season based on the promo photos. This makes it clear that it's just a temporary thing. Is season 6 coming to Netflix in May? If you don't have a Star subscription, you'll have to wait way longer for the 6th season to be released on Netflix. But this doesn't come as a surprise, as the 5th season of the show is going to be released in May on Netflix, and there's no way Starz will allow both seasons to be dropped on streaming simultaneously. So, how long do we have to wait for it? There's some bad news here. It may take 2 years for the 6th season to be on Netflix. The only possibility might be for Starz to make some changes in the contract with Netflix, and it will be weird to not do so, considering the fact that the Netflix release will certainly bring in extra fans. But this can be pretty expensive for Netflix, or maybe Starz just plans on keeping its original shows exclusive for streaming in the future. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Are you following the 6th season of Outlander? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. We'll see you in the next one.